Everyone, welcome to the show. So, another Donald Trump ally has been caught propositioning and acting wildly inappropriate with underage boys. You know why? Because it's a day ending in the letter Y. Infamous shit stirrer and convicted felon, by the way, Ali Alexander, who's 32 years old, he's been now outed as having used his right-wing celebrity and his connections to hook up with young boys and to solicit dick pics from them. There was a 2017 exchange with a 15-year-old boy named Aiden Duncan. Alexander requested and received nude photos from this boy, and he wrote to Duncan, quote, "You'll have me sharing my entire network with you." So after receiving these nude pics, Alexander responds with the heart eyes emoji, and then he asks Duncan, which app should I use to send you money? So I don't know if the money was exchanging hands. That was very unclear in this article if he was paying him for these photos. But anyway, the 15-year-old was trying to get his foot in the door in Republican politics. And according to an interview that he gave in March of this year, Alexander was willing to help him if he went along with whatever he wanted. And evidently, this all spilled out into the open because there's been some right-on-right violence lately. So there's a feud that's been brewing between Alexander and another Trump ally or used to be a Trump ally, because there was all this backbiting going on, all these issues that occurred when they were both working on Kanye West's campaign, his laughable presidential campaign. So I'm referring to sometimes gay, sometimes straight, depending on which pays more, grifter Milo Yiannopoulos. Yiannopoulos released video interviews with people. He released text messages as well, showing that Alexander propositioned men in their 20s, also teenagers, like I said, as young as 15, and that Alexander used Yiannopoulos as bait in at least one of these instances. In additional messages that Alexander wrote to this 15-year-old child, he said, quote, "Rolling with me? Mostly. I'll have an entourage. Depends. Ha. I mean, depends. If it's me babysitting you during the day, then no, I don't have kids. If it's something more entertaining, then maybe. All depends on what we're up to. No matter what, I'll let you meet Milo. There's probably 5 people I'll introduce to him, but who will be my arm candy? The one with me, always in VIP and in/out. Well, that is to be determined by the boy who plays his cards the most correct." Clearly, exchanging favor for sex. And Alexander also laid out a bunch of rules with this kid. He stated, quote, "Everything is secret and private." And then he added, quote, "Boundaries are cool, allowed to say no. However, the less you deprive me of, the less I deprive you of. I'm a big sharing person unless it's not even." And Alexander tried to convince this boy to lie to his parents. He tried to get him to fly to Texas to work as his quote unquote intern. So this went on for some time because, like I said, this started in 2017, it appears. And then Duncan has screenshots of messages from 2019. And Alexander is complaining in these messages that the boy wasn't sending him videos anymore and, quote, "good jack-off material." So in a tweet that Duncan posted last Thursday, he wrote, quote, "When I was 15, I was naive and desperate. I thought I had no choice but to cooperate with inappropriate and humiliating requests if I wanted to make it in politics. I figured that was just the nature of the game." So Duncan is not the only underage boy, though, that Alexander propositioned. In 2019, there was a 17-year-old named Lance Johnston. He was gaining notoriety in conservative circles. He was on TikTok. That's when he started communicating with Alexander. And according to Johnson, Alexander started discussing sex almost immediately. He has a screenshot of a conversation in which Alexander wrote, quote, show me your, and then he put in the eggplant emoji. So Johnson didn't know what that was. He replied, quote, "What's that?" And then Alexander wrote back and he said, quote, "OMG, dick." So Johnson says he refused to send him a picture and then he blocked Alexander, but he was afraid. These people hold no power. They look at him like he's, something special and he knows all these people. I mean, he's literally hanging out with Trump. Trump literally wanted Alexander to speak at his rally on January 6th, and it got shot down by people around him who knew better. But this kid said, quote, "I thought in my mind that he would try his best to try to discredit me and ruin me politically and influentially with my time in politics." So one of Johnson's friends took it upon himself to spread this around. He got the screenshot, he spread it around, and white supremacist and Trump dinner guest Nick Fuentes reaches out to Johnston and says, "Hey, we want you to send a text message to Ali Alexander saying that none of this happened, that the text message that originally was spread around was fake, that it was edited. And we want you to apologize to him. We want this all in writing, all in a text message." And in exchange, he said, according to Johnston, "We'll get you a job in right-wing politics." So Fuentes now denies this. And he's accusing Johnston of using all of this to extort Alexander to try to get a job. Johnston says no. He stands by his story. He stands by the screenshots. And he told the Daily Beast, quote, "No person like Ali should ever be near politics." And now Fuentes says, "Oh, I disavow Alexander's actions and everything he did." And he called them, quote, "gross." He's also accusing Milo Yiannopoulos of basically hiding this evidence, sitting on it until it was useful to him as revenge. But the Daily Beast said that they reviewed messages that Yiannopoulos had sent to Fuentes all the way back in January of 2022. And he warned him about Alexander's behavior. He told Fuentes in these messages, quote, "Alexander wants to come to your events to have sex with underage boys. Snap out of it." So Alexander, surprisingly, I mean, I guess because he's stone cold busted, but he's not denying it. He issued a statement last Friday and he said, quote, "I apologize for any inappropriate messages sent over the years." But then he also says, "Oh, but some of them were edited. Some of these are fake." But when the Daily Beast reporter pressed him and said, "Okay, can you give me specifics? Which ones have been edited? Which ones do you claim are fake?" He just didn't respond. And the right-wing backlash, surprisingly, well, I guess no surprise. I mean, it's been pretty harsh and swift, but I mean, this is a half black, half Arab man. So, he's not going to get the same cover, the same excuses that they use for conservatives that are white, right? The conservative predators who are white. Even Marjorie Taylor Greene has jumped in on this. She's calling for the FBI to investigate Alexander. And now she's got beef with Nick Fuentes, too. She's saying, oh, he knew about it. He didn't say anything. She used the hashtag Nick knew. But this is after she not too long ago spoke at his white supremacist America First conference. And then she's still supporting Trump, the alleged serial sexual predator, the guy who's literally accused of raping a 13-year-old girl at Epstein's New York mansion. She still spoke at CPAC just recently with the, accused male groper, Matt Schlapp. She's still BFFs with accused teenage sex trafficker, Matt Gaetz. I mean, she went on a tour with him. The list goes on and on. These people are so disgusting. They are just such hypocrites. It's absolutely obscene. And the fact that the right is still claiming that all the groomers are on the left, that, you know, all the pedophiles, all the adrenochroming, all that garbage, all that Q crap is on the left, when time and time again, how many have I shared with you guys of right wingers that are full on predators? So just complete, utter hypocrisy and lunacy, and they need to look in the mirror. Anyway, guys, if I hear any more, I will let you know, but this could do him in. Like I said, he's already a felon because these boys were underage at the time that he is hitting them up for, you know, child porn, essentially. Send me nude pictures of yourself as a child. That is child porn. And it was transmitted over interstate communication via cell phone. So he could be looking at some very serious charges. I will keep you posted. Thank you all so much for watching and listening. Please like, share, and subscribe. Please become a donor if you can. Really, really helps. And I truly appreciate it. Love you all. Take care, and I'll talk with you soon.